Hey there. Yes. Hello. How do you do? My name is Harry Wetzel. Thanks for coming. It's the 80s, darling. Yes, it is. It is August 1983. Time fleets. Time fleets when you're having fun. Time fleets when you're not. Time fleets. So here it is, August. The season in Terre Haute, Indiana is over. I've said goodbye to all my friends, goodbye to all the wonderful people, goodbye to the brilliant technicians and the fantastic actors, the beautiful women, the hilarious men. I've said goodbye to everyone. And now it's the next day. I'm driving with one of my friends in the company, a technician, Ellen, and her fantastic mother, who came to Terre Haute, Indiana, to pick Ellen up and drive her back to Edison, New Jersey. So I'm in the car. I'm in the back seat. It was going to be the two of them. Now it's the three of us. Hi, I came along as the stowaway. Hi, thanks for the ride. And so here we are playing I Spy and License Plate as we cross that portion of the country. We get back to Edison, New Jersey in the middle of the night, and they put me up on the very comfy sofa in the living room. Yes. So now it's the next morning. Ellen's mom comes in. She says, I checked the bus station, and the next bus for New York City leaves at 5 o'clock. She says, so I've got errands to run for most of the day, but I'll be back in time to take you to the bus station by 4:30. How's that? I said, it sounds perfect. She says, all right. Ta-ta. And off she went. Poof, she vanished, leaving me and Ellen alone to hang around and smoke dope and watch television. And Ellen's like, hey, there's this new thing on TV. It's a new channel. Did you ever hear of it? It's called MTV. And I'm like, nope, never heard of that. So she said, well, let's watch it. And so she turned it on, and it turns out to be little music video after little music video. It's like these movies of each song, a music video after another one, after another, after no commercials, video after video after video. It was dazzling. At first, it was dazzling because, oh, all these delightful bands and all these funny movies that you're watching with all these songs. Excuse me. Aha! I'm going to have a sip of coffee right now. Yes. Anyhow, then after you watch it for a couple of hours, it's like, yeah, this is pretty good. And you're smoking dope and you're watching it, and it's a couple hours later, and your brain starts to drip out of your ear. And then you watch it a little while longer, and thank heavens, Ellen's mom showed up to take me to the bus station. So that was my introduction to this new cultural phenomenon that was designed to crush, kill, and destroy the attention span itself. Or so they say. So they take me back to the Edison, New Jersey bus terminal. They drop me off. I say goodbye to the last of my friends from the summer. It really is over now. And I wait for the bus to show up so I can go back to the Big Bad Apple. And I'm feeling very sad to be back. I don't know what to do. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to get a job. I don't want to go back to the booze store. I'm not going to get a job in some restaurant. I made a solemn promise to myself back when I was a teenager that I would never work in a restaurant in my life. Yes. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I get on the bus and I get back to New York City. They take you to Port Authority bus terminal. And as soon as you get off the bus, the smell of that exhaust, whoa, hits you in the nose like a punch in the face. And you realize you're back in New York City. It's one of the most exciting, smoky polluted, but one of the most exciting cities in the world. It's fantastic. One of the reasons you came here was for this energy. Da 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 ba da boom. And I'm like, wait a minute. All right, it's not really that bad, is it? Here, come on. This is now. We've got to look at this instead of being sad about all this. We've got to look at this as the time of unlimited potential. Yes, that's what this is. It's the time of unlimited potential. So I pick up my stuff, my duffel bag, my laundry bag, and my book bag, and I go over to the Double R and I take the subway into Astoria, Queens, and I walk back the few blocks from the subway station to my apartment at 2547 Steinway, and I go on upstairs, and it's a ghost town. Neither of my roommates is around. Well, it's just as well. I could use the decompression time alone. Right. So I go over to the dining room, living room table, and there's a note from Keith lying on the table. It says, "Gone to Nyack." They say, "Ugh. Does that mean he's sick? He's got to go somewhere in Nyack?" I don't know what he means. And there's no note from Roden, and nobody's around. So I say, all right, I go into my room and I put on some music. And you go into your room, it's like, all my stuff that I haven't seen in a couple of months. It's like a holiday. Hooray. This is my music. Oh, so I put on some music that I haven't heard all summer long. And I start to unpack all my clothes. Oh, I very cleverly, before I left Terre Haute, did a complete load of laundry, and so my laundry bag is filled with clean folded clothing. I just put it into the dresser. I just put it into the bureau, and we're good to go. Yes. And then I got out. I went played memory lane with each and every program and each and every entry in the program, and I played memory lane with each and every photograph. Oh look! Oh look! Oh, look. And then I smoked some reefer. I was very clever. Before I left for the summer, way back in May, I put a little container filled with dope and hid it in my bedroom so that I would have something to smoke when I came back. Very clever indeed. So I got all fucked up and went to sleep, trying to conjure in my mind that this is the time of unlimited potential. And I drifted off to sleep. Knock, 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 knock. Yes. First thing in the morning. Knock, 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 knock. It's 9 o'clock a.m. sharp on Sunday morning. Knock, 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 knock. That's a very insistent knock. Get up, put on your pants, go to the door immediately, open the door. And it's the landlady. And she's standing there. She's usually very sweet and sort of kind and nice and cool, but she looks very stern and angry and upset. And I open the door and she holds out a piece of paper and she says, "Your eviction notice." And I'm like, "Oh." I said, "You know what's been happening here, right?" She says, "You've been gone." I says, "Yes, I just got back last night." I said, "Well, what happened?" She says, your roommates haven't paid the rent in June, July, or August." And I'm like, "Oh, I send my checks back every month." She said, we never got any of it." I said, "I'm so sorry." She said, "Well, all you have to do is pay the money back by the end of the month, and we don't have a problem." I said, "Thank you. That's fantastic of you." I said, "I'm really sorry about this, too." She says, "I'm sorry, too, because up until this summer, you've been good tenants." I said, "All right, I'll see what I can do." She says, "All right, we'll keep in touch. You got till the end of the month." I said, "All right, thank you. Thank you so much." And she had a lady standing there with her that I figured out was actually the witness for this transaction. Yes. All right. So off she went down the stairs. Now I don't know what to do. Yes, it is the time of unlimited potential. Now you don't even have a home to worry about. Oh, great. I should have been more specific when I conjured on that. I know. All right. All right. So everything will be fine. I don't know what to do though. I don't know where. I know that Keats and Nyack and Rodent could be anywhere. So eventually, around a couple of hours later, Keat does show up. He was in Nyack. It's not Nyack, it's Nyack, New York. And apparently his statuesque Nordic goddess girlfriend lives up in Nyack, New York. He was visiting her. Anyhow, so I told him everything that happened, and he's like, "Ooh, I gave Rodent cash every month." And I'm like, "Ooh, well, that's probably where that went. What the hell? We didn't have any idea where the hell Rodent was." So, what do? Hope for the best, expect the worst, and go look for a job. All right. So we got to wait around till Rodent shows up, and we got to find a job. All right. So I go around Manhattan. I go into Manhattan looking for a job. I don't want to apply at a restaurant. Forget it. I made a solemn promise to myself back when I was a teenager that I would never work in a restaurant or the restaurant business at all. That's crazy. I made that solemn promise to myself when I was working in the movie theater, sweeping up all the spilled pop and stale flat popcorn mixed together with the stale pop. And that I'm never working in any aspect of the food industry. I'll tell you that right now. So I made that solemn promise. We're not looking for a job at any restaurants. Okay. I don't want to work in the booze industry either. That was like a penal colony. Well, what am I gonna do? I'm like, bookstores. Wait a minute. Why didn't I think of that in the first place? So I went around to a couple of the bookstores. There's a bookstore up there on 57th. There's a bookstore down here on Fifth Avenue, and I applied at a couple of bookstores and considered that a fine day's work. So I went back to the apartment and hung around. Well, anyhow, I'm still waiting to hear from Roden, and he shows up 4 days later. Great. So it's raining. It's a raining night. And, we've got that subway station, which is several blocks from our house. So if it's a raining night, you get off that subway. When he showed up, he was soaked, drenched, dripping, slobbering rat. He looked like a drowned rat when he showed up, which is what he wanted. Remember, we're both actors. He wanted to craft the story. I could tell as soon as he walked in. And he looks miserable. But he tries all peppy and chirpy at first. He says, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" I'm sitting there at the dining room, living room table, eating a bowl of lentil soup. I'm irritated in the first place because I don't like lentil soup. And I'm irritated in the second place because, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" We never called each other buddy in the first place. And what's up? So I put my spoon down and I say, "What's up?" And I look at him. And he immediately bursts into tears. He starts weeping. And he's weeping and crying and apologizing and sniveling. And this really irritates me. This really irritates me because he's going on. This is just a fit of histrionics. We're both actors. We know we can do this. And I say, "Oh, please." I said, "We're both actors. We know we can do this. You don't have to try anymore." And he immediately stopped weeping, stopped crying, stopped sniveling. He said, "Yes, you're right." I said, "So what? So what?" He says, "I don't know what to do." I said, "Yeah, what about Keats' money? We got to get that to the landlady." He said, "I don't know what to do. And I just came back. I have to pick up some stuff, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm going to do." And says, I just came back. I got to pick up my driver's license. And he darted back into his room. And I'm sitting at the dining room, living room table with my lukewarm lentil soup. And I'm like, what the? So I take a spoonful of lentil soup, and yeah, it's getting cold. You know what it tastes like? Cold lentil soup. Anyhow, he comes back out of the bedroom and he darts over to the front door of the apartment. He says, all right, I'll be in touch. I got to get going. Bye. And he slammed the door and he was gone. Poof, like that. I'm sitting there at the table. What? All I could say was, wow. All right. So we're in that predicament right now. And I'll tell you what happened next. Next time. All right. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Share this out to everyone you know. Tell everyone you know so that we can build an empire together. Yes. We'll build an empire together. And I need your help. Yes. It starts with you, ends with you. All right. So thank you. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Oh, how do you?